Welcome back to Destination Playdate. I am your host, Attack Slug, and this is No Caddie Included, out now on itch for a price of $9 at some point coming to catalog. As always, full disclosure, they sent me a copy. So, I'm going to hop in here to a brand new game to show you what that looks like in this golf game. Let's hit the greens, hit the links, if you will. There are two 18-hole courses here. The Cooper Lodge, there is Dusty Dunes, but also we have a driving range and a 9-hole here's how the game is played type of course. Now, once you choose your course, we can add more players for pass and play local multiplayer. We can choose which hole to start on and the settings. Now, when you set your settings, the difference here between normal and accurate is accurate means the wind, either towards you or against you, actually impacts the ball at play and the in-game physics. And a trace just gives you an extra pointer to where your ball is going to go. So I'm going to sit here and just play it on normal. So quite a bit here to explain on this screen. Number one, if I hold the B button and hit up and down, you see that little ball there moving? That is the backspin. So either all the way this way or all the way back, depending on where you want the ball to land. If you just use the D-pad itself, left and right, you can, alright, there's the arrow where if I hit my inputs correctly, that's where the ball should land in that general vicinity, not accounting for things like rolling and gravity and physics that are in play here in this golf game. So, to play with the crank, right, we want to crank up to the line and then crank down in a smooth motion, and not too slow, but not too fast. So we crank up and then crank down. So that was not fast enough, and you can see there we kind of didn't get to where we need to go, but hey, it bounced pretty good, so I'm not too mad at that. As long as we don't go over into the sand trap, maybe, and we're in the sand trap. Well, look, it's a par 4, so now we're on the sand wedge. But also, hitting up and down on the D-pad changes what club you're using, but right now it's just sand wedge and pitching wedge, and then the arrows kind of change on where that could go. Let's try it again. We're going to go up and then down. Again, not fast enough, but that might, well, it's on the green anyway. Like, it got me to the green, and sure, I'll take that, right? If it's par 4 and we're on the third, that's okay. I will deal with that accordingly, but we're right here. So it's just a little bit, and then we'll do it like that. And that should get me into the hole, a birdie. And yes, voice acting in this game on the Playdate. So it does behoove you to get the layout of the course before actually hitting your first ball and seeing where things are going. But if you find the crank-based controls a bit too finicky, you can dock the crank, and then it will be controlled with the A button. Whereas you want to hold A until it hits the top, and then let it go, and then when it hits the bottom line, then hit it again. So I will show you, I'm hitting A, I'm letting go, and then hitting A again. And that was that shot, and not a bad shot. Past the rock, bounce over the sand trap. Please, that's the second sand trap. Guess what? Dose on the sand trap. Well, these things happen. This is par 5, so I'm not that mad about it. But we're going to change again to the pitching wedge here and see how that works. But I will move my spin. You can add even more power, but that makes things a bit unwieldy in how that works. I'm going to add more power and try to get it to where it needs to go. And yeah, I'm just going to go from one sand trap to the next sand trap. These things happen. Ouch. I'm still not that worried because it's par 5. And we're on number 3 here, so we will hopefully accurately do the dang thing with this golf ball. And, bro, it's going to be real close. It's going to be real. Oh, look at that. Physics. And we're good. An amazing eagle, even with those sand traps. Now, if you somehow, someway overshoot the hole and the flag, holding B and hitting left can change your direction. If all of this info is too much, tap A, and yes, it kind of minimizes all of that. But hitting down on the D-pad, you will see which clubs I have available to me and 7-iron, pitching wedge, sand wedge, and the putter. So those are your clubs available in this golf game. But yes, that is not where you want to be. So ideally, perhaps we'll go to a 3-iron and then not give it all the power. But I do want to know, hitting A, what is the current... All right, it's a par 4. So I will do one of these. And that was just not great because I didn't hit the line way I was supposed to hit the line, and I just right into the... That was the opposite of what I wanted to do, but these things happen in the sport of golf. But back to the crank here. So we start down, we crank up, and crank down. And that didn't say too fast, too slow. That was actually a good crank there, but I'm still kind of in the bunker, which is not great, because now we're still going to end up in the rough here, and that's not what you want. But that was a pretty good shot, to be honest, because I've had a lot of times where it says, all right, it's too fast, it's too slow, so learning how to crank that properly. Ooh, yes, 5-iron, if we can do this too slow. The right way and get over, just barely, just freaking barely, maybe to roll, maybe, fingers crossed. Oh, that was so close. Just the heartbreak on that. So that's just a little itty bitty, and it's in the hole. And we're good. But generally, that is how No Caddie Included is played. Again, 2 full 18-hole courses, plus a 9-hole practice course, plus a driving range. It will save even when you close. So here we are on hole 4. That's going to save. Love that. But to me, the hardest challenge in this game is indeed the first course on that driving range. And I will put it on accurate to show you the wind and such. And so your goal in this is to hit that 300 meters, but you can see where it already has the arrow on the best club that you have. And so it is, you overdo it, and then you crank it down. And getting there is very challenging. I've hit this, like that lane there, fine. But I've hit 300 once. And I had to do it with the A button because it was just... See, that's just not great. Like, you want to just stop it, but it goes so fast when you're overpowering it that it does take quite a bit of finesse to make it happen, even with the A button. It takes quite a bit. But hey, I like a good challenge in this kind of game, and certainly it's a fun pick up and play bit of business with a nice save function. So this is No Caddie Included. It is out now on itch for a price of $9, at some point coming to catalog. I am your host, Attack Slug. More videos on this channel. Keep on swinging, keep on cranking. I'll see you next time right here for more videos, and I'm out.